What's going on, my vegans? You got your boy Chuck dressed down. You know, I'm at work. I'm at work in the bathroom. And I decided to have a little discussion with you about I couldn't wait till I got home, man. I had to do this while I was at work. Your, excuse me. Your boy just had some sparkling water, but I just had a mono meal of 6 apples. I tried to have 8, but I had 6 apples. And the funny part was, I was talking to my coworkers, and I was explaining to them. I said, "Guess what I'm gonna have for dinner tonight?" They were like, "What?" Because they know it's always something with me. So because I'm different than what they eat. I said, "I'm gonna have some apples." They said, "Apple and apple?" I said, "No, I'm gonna have some apples." I said, "I'm gonna have 5 to 8 apples." I said, "I'm gonna try to eat 8." Long story short, I had 6. It was delicious. The golden yellow ones. So when I pulled the first one out, my coworker said, "Oh, I don't like the yellow apples. They're sour." I said, "Oh, I got them off of a farm." They were like, "A farm?" I was like, "Yeah." And I showed them the video from the other day, the farmer's market. And I said, "They're sweet and delicious, man." Oh, I said, "Help yourself." I said, "I have a whole bunch in the back." Nobody took any, mind you. But I counted it out as I ate them. They said, "I want to see this." And I got up to 6. Then I was full. That was one thing. But another thing, I was talking to, oh yeah, and as I was working on a client, the client said, "It's a shame that people don't learn from my example." The client's not vegan, but the client understood the concept. But while we was in the chair and I was cutting his hair and everything, and he was complimenting me, then he started telling me how honey is a real superfood. My vegans, my vegans. Now you know. Now you know. You know how it is. You know how we feel about honey. So I went on to tell him, and I try not to get controversial with anybody, but I went to tell him, I said, "Well, I'm sorry, but I don't eat honey." And he was like, "What? It's such a superfood. It does this, blah, 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 blah." So he was like, "Why you say it's not vegan?" So I didn't even want to explain the fact of how it's the extortion of bees just for honey. Like, for real. On top of being bee vomit, it's vomit. But at the end of the day, I did mention the vomit thing, but I didn't want to get into the whole extortion thing and everything like that because it's just too deep. Sometimes people can't, it goes right over their head, and sometimes you can't, it's not about fighting the battle, it's about winning the war. And that's what we're doing, my vegans. We don't have to get out there and fight every little teeny weeny battle. It's all about the bigger picture. We got to win the war. It's all about the war. So yeah, so at the end of the day, he just really couldn't understand why I did not eat honey, and he was getting pissed off and everything. I had to change the subject, man. I had to start talking about some Majul dates. Yeah, man, I had to direct that conversation differently and everything like that. But yeah, so interesting. I just had to, I had to share that with y'all, man. I'm over here at work. In the bathroom. Holla at your boy. Hug real quick before I go back. Love you guys.